and he's not dying. In fact, he just got married. He just had 2 kids. You know, he's in Jamaica with his wife and kids. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Daniela Agofuri and I make self-help videos that are tied to faith. If that's something you're interested in, subscribe and let's get straight to this word. So I mean, you all know, if this is your first time here, then let me tell you guys, I've been on this emotional healing from past hurt, trauma and all of that in the month of May. So yeah, this is one part of the series and I strongly advise you to go watch the previous videos or the other videos if you haven't done that, right? Yeah, and to greatly bless you. So let's get straight into this video. So today's kind of like not a recap but a continuation of a previous talk that I talked about already, right? And I'm going to be talking about forgiving yourself and your parents, right? The other one was understanding your parents' flaws, I believe. Yeah, so I think so. I'm gonna link in the description. But the topic for today is forgiving yourself and your parents, right? So forgiving yourself and your parents is mostly tied to things that you've done that you just like, okay, maybe you experience your mom and your dad in a certain way growing up and you're just like, oh, I never want to be like my mom, I never want to be like my father. And somehow as you grow up you realize that your life is turning out exactly or a lot like that of your father or your mother, right? And you're in a space where you want to just change, you want to turn things around, right? That requires a lot of, you need to forgive yourself a lot of things, right? And forgive your parents before you can actually have a clear direction of where you're headed. You need to understand, number one, I have 7 points written down here, and number one is understand the benefits of forgiveness, right? Sometimes we think forgiveness is something that we're gifting the other person, but no, it's really for you. Because when someone does something to you that hurts you deeply and you carry on that pain, that hurt, that anger, it's it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's something that I always like hear people say, and it's true. It makes a lot of sense because the person is okay. The person is out there living their life. They're even like, they're receiving blessings from God. They're doing well. They will get married. Maybe a man hurts you or something, and you're somewhere, you're just praying for him to die one thing, and he's not dying. In fact, he just got married. He just had 2 kids. You know, he's in Jamaica with his wife and kids. So you need to understand that forgiveness is not so much for the other person, it's for you, which is a complex process to wrap your head around, right? It's for you because it releases the pain, the hurt, the anger inside of you, and when you release it, you can start to heal from it. You can start to understand and acknowledge that, okay, this is where I went wrong, this is what I could have done differently, this is what I can do differently going forward, right? Because focusing on the things that you can change anything about, it does nothing for you. It keeps you in a place of regrets, it keeps you in a place of pain, hurt, anger, right, resentment, and that does nothing for you and your future. So you need to be able to forgive yourself and forgive your parents. Forgive people that have hurt you in one way or the other, right? It frees you from the burden of anger, resentment, bitterness, allowing you to move forward in a healthy way. Number 2, acknowledge the hurt. Acknowledge that this actually happened to me. Okay, you know what? This person broke my heart. This person let me down. Acknowledge it. When you acknowledge something, you can then take steps. I always say that the first step to healing is acceptance. It's true. When you accept that this happened to you, you acknowledge it, then you can now start taking steps towards healing. Maybe your parents weren't always there for you growing up, right? Maybe financially. and now you're older, acknowledge that, okay, this actually happened to you. You know what, my parents were not always there for me financially. When you acknowledge that and you channel that in the right way, you'll realize that that probably made you more independent, that made you more self-sufficient, which are beautiful things in the right, when you use it the right way, right? Don't be too much of a strong woman that when a man wants to help you, be like, I got it, it's okay, auntie, you can calm down, let's see, pay the bills, we know you have the one, just calm down. But you realize that these are actually things that built you to being the person that you are today. Maybe you're someone who is so independent financially, you know how to think quick on your feet. It's probably because maybe you didn't have that growing up, which was not a beautiful thing, but that made you independent. It made you stronger. It made you become the person that you are today, right? So there's always something beautiful, there's always something positive, believe it or not, to take out of every situation, no matter how painful, no matter how sad it is at that point in time. If you allow yourself, there's always something to look out from it. There's always something to pick out from it that's positive, right? It could be maybe it's an experience that was so traumatizing. Someday you can just find yourself in a room with someone who experienced the same thing, and you're in a place of wisdom, of experience, and you can actually advise them. In my notes that it's important to recognize and validate the pain you've experienced from both your own actions and those of your parents. Because sometimes we're so focused on the pain that we receive from the other person that we forget that it takes two to do something. Let's say, let me use myself for an example. I got pregnant at a certain age, right? A large part of that was due to my own actions, right? You were not doing what you were meant to do by abstaining from sex because of God, right? That is what God has instructed us to do, right? Then as a result of that, your father got angry and chased you away. So I have to first acknowledge my own role in that this is what you did that made the person chase you away. It doesn't make it okay that they did it. I mean, it doesn't make it okay, but acknowledge that, okay, you had a role to play in it, and it's one of the hardest things to do, because when you're so focused on pain, you don't want to be blamed for your own actions. You don't want to be blamed for your own pain, like, okay, I'm in pain, like, and someone is telling you that it's your fault. No, right? So you have to forgive yourself and also forgive your parents, right? Understand that, okay, maybe the reason why they're so distant is because they've been trying to get you to do well in life, get you to do well in school, and you're always failing, you're always getting bad grades, you're out of school, you don't have a job, stuff like that, right? Maybe you're not the most hardworking. Acknowledge that, okay, maybe the reason why they're a bit distant, the reason why they're a bit cold is because, okay, you know what, I could be better, I could be doing better, right? Acknowledge the hurt. Number 3, practice self-compassion. I talked about this in my other video, right? You don't want to be too hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes. You make mistakes, your parents make mistakes, and that's okay, right? Don't beat yourself up for things that you have no control over, that you cannot change, right? The only thing you can do is make a conscious effort to do better going forward. Number 4, focus on healing. What are the things that you need to do to heal? I talked about this in my other video. I'll leave the link in the description. I can't remember the topic right now, but I'll leave the link in the description. Focus on healing. How can you do this? Work on your mind, your health, and your emotions. So how do you do this? Your health. You go to the gym, you eat right. There's something about going to the gym that makes you feel great, that makes you feel good. Being able to lift a weight and you be like, oh wow, I'm actually capable of doing this. I can do so much more. I kid you not, this is something that I actually practice in life. Sometimes when I'm before a task that is so daunting, I just like, Daniela, it's not you that lifts 440 kg in the gym. You're squatting what men look at you and they're like, this girl, you have strong legs, and you are telling me that this mountain is before you and you can't pull it down. Yes, I literally be talking to myself like that. So maybe go for a walk, spend time in nature, mindfulness. I talked about this in extent in my other video. Go to therapy, affirmations of the word of God over your life. Just speak life into yourself, speak scripture into yourself, so repeat it, paste it on a wall, speak it until it comes alive to you, right? And it manifests in the physical. Go to therapy, right? Yeah, I'm a therapy plus Jesus girly advocate, strongly advise. Yeah, it's okay to do therapy, it's okay. So yeah, just do things like that, right? I talked about this in extent in my other video, so I'll leave the link in the description, right? Focus on healing. Yeah. Number 5, consider the role of time. Some things just fade away with time. Some things get better with time if you actually allow it. If you allow yourself to heal, if you focus on the positive, you're taking steps every single day to get better, to work on your mental health, your physical health, right? Your emotional health. If you're making a step every single day, it's impossible for you to be going to the gym every single day. Actually, it's possible. It's impossible. I was gonna say it's impossible for you to be going to the gym every single day. Let's say you do that consistently for 6 months and you don't see a change. If you don't see a change, there's something you're doing wrong. Maybe you go to the gym and afterwards you go and eat fufu. Yeah, there's something you're doing wrong. So yeah, or maybe you want to stop smoking and after every week you go back to it. So stuff like that, right? But if you're making a conscious effort to make small steps, it doesn't have to be big steps, small steps every single day, right? You realize that over time it has accumulated into something beautiful. Yeah, and this happens with time. You have to be patient with yourself. Number 6, seek support. I talked about community in my previous video. Joining a church, plugging into a Bible-based church that has a beautiful community. Joining the workforce, joining groups. It could be outside church. Just joining a community, people that share the same values, beliefs, struggles as you, that can help you navigate this season of your life and just help you come out of it, right? Yeah, so seek support. It could be a trusted friend, it could be a pastor in church, it could be a therapist, whatever it is. I know that one of the things that really helped me when I started to work on my relationship with God, right, was a pastor till this very day. That anytime I see that man, I don't think he understands that he holds a special place in my heart. Like, he might know, but maybe he doesn't understand the full extent. He holds a special place in my heart. Anytime I see him, because he moved from Lagos to Abuja, anytime I see him, like, back in Lagos, like he's in church, like I'm just like, oh, he's in church, because I know what this person did for me at that point in my life. I was at such a low point, and anytime this man sees me in church, he will call me and sit down with me, take his time, be like, oh, what's going on with you? How are your family? What are you doing? Like, he would like literally allow me to talk. It didn't invalidate my experiences, my feelings, my emotions. He would always ask me, oh, are you like, okay, how's your relationship with God? He would share his own personal experiences. He just made me feel like I was not judged, I was loved, I was understood, I was accepted, right? So really finding support, the right support, not people that, because there are people who prey on people that are vulnerable. So make sure that you're going to the right people, right? Yeah, so just finding the right kind of support can really help you come out of something so dark. Last but not least, remember that forgiveness is a choice, right? You have the power to choose forgiveness, even if it's difficult. Some people can hurt you, your parents can hurt you, and you just feel like, I can't forgive this person, but it's a choice. You might have to forgive the person multiple times, because then when the Bible talks about how many times do you forgive, it says 70x 7 times. So there are things that you've forgiven, you've let go, and maybe something happens, it just triggers you. Or you hear the person's name and you're just back to that place. You're like, I thought I've forgiven this person, but anytime you hear that name, you're triggered. Your face is squeezed. You just say that quiet word. I practice it too. I'm like, I release you, I forgive you, I release you, I forgive you, and I'm going to keep doing this until the day where I can hear your name and I don't feel it certain type of way. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, remember that forgiveness is a choice. Whenever someone hurts you, your parents hurt you, and you just feel like the pain is so much, if you don't see how you can ever forgive your parents, you don't see how you can ever forgive them, just remember that forgiveness is a choice. Like, I choose to release you, I choose to forgive you, you know, like, just I release you to God, I release you from my heart. Yeah. That is it for today's video. If you feel like this video has blessed you, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. I want to see you guys comment, y'all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.